Of course you want to know why GTS wrestling is falling apart. What's up, everybody? It's Grim, and today I'm going to tell you about why things at GTS are the way they are. So, of course, I don't want to sit here and make excuses, because that's not what I'm trying to do. Because I don't believe in excuses. I believe there's always a way. And that's what GTS wrestling is. There's always a way, and we always make it work. So, you guys have questions and say, well, how come this guy wasn't at that episode? And how come, this storyline fell apart? And how come this guy, only had the championship belt for one day? And why do you guys book it like this? There was a show that people were doing, it was like Unstoppable Denominator or something. And they were reviewing GTS wrestling. And it was nothing but nonstop criticism, They were acting like they were like the JD from NY of GTS wrestling. They were tearing the show apart. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? So it's okay, why did Soda Pop Smith only have the belt for one day? And it was well, he could either have the belt for one day to make something interesting, or he could have not had the belt at all. You know what I mean? That's just where it comes. For example, a huge one that I get asked about all the damn time. How come Thunder Rosa only had the GTS United States title for a day or a taping or whatever the fuck it was, And it's because Thunder Rosa cost money, and I got to fly her in and I got to pay her good ass money to be part of my show. And it was I wanted to do something special and I wanted to pop people and say, hey, Thunder Rosa won a belt. And then the next episode, she got rolled up by a fucking cash-in because I can't have her back to defend the belt and have a program. That costs money, big money that GTS don't have. Right? But that's Thunder Rosa, and that's a top-paid superstar. But you guys are well, what about Vince Series Jr.? He's the GTS Hardcore Champion, and we haven't seen him since. Valid. And that's because part of the reason that Vince Series has the Hardcore title is because I felt that the roster was too thin right now to have a Hardcore division, and I wanted to kind of write the belt off the show. So I know that Vince Series can't come around very often, or Vince Series Jr. I know that Vince Series Jr., the Hardcore Champion, can't come around very often, so giving him that title kind of takes the belt off the show. And why can't he come around? Well, he has a real job, a serious job, which I don't want to get into, but that's the thing, an availability, So he's not available, bottom line. And then that's what happens with a lot of GTS wrestling. It's GTS wrestling, YouTube, and all my other hustles that I do online work, I do Facebook, I do a bunch of things, you guys know. All of those hustles are my job. Now, other people that wrestle on GTS wrestling have actual fucking jobs, they're a fucking postman, or they work at the car wash, or they work at a restaurant. You know what I mean? People have actual fucking jobs. GTS isn't their job. I wish I could just sign them all to contracts and give them big bucks to be my personal action figures. But unfortunately, I can't. So when someone has work tonight, or someone got called in for overtime, and I was supposed to have this match tonight on GTS, and I was excited to give it to you because we've been building it up, and then I got called in to work. Okay, well, now what am I going to do? He was jumped backstage, and he got taken out, and he's injured, and now this guy's got to replace him. And we make it work. Like I said, I'm always going to deliver content. If I got to put fucking Jimmy Controversy in another goddamn costume, and that's the only person I have to fight, that's what GTS is going to be. And coming with winter, with the weather outside, that's another thing. When the weather gets bad, it gets real hard. The next scheduled GTS taping, it's supposed to be below freezing with a wind chill of 20 degrees. And we're supposed to go out there and deliver the fight before Christmas. And I want to deliver title matches. I want to deliver cage matches. But bro, it ain't Suck-a-Slam anymore. It ain't 85 degrees. It isn't sunny out until 9 p.m. Now it's 20 degrees and frozen at 4:30. And I have to film in the frozen-ass weather. I have to fight E-Money Millie for the legendary YouTube title. Tables, ladders, steel cage. You fucking name it. That's hard. That's hard to do. And so I'm going to deliver the best match I possibly can in those weather conditions. But at the same time, like, it's not going to be the same match you would have got if it was 85 degrees in the summer. And I know you guys sitting at home watching are just judging it based on, well, the matches in the summer are so much better than the matches in the winter. And I'm not saying that the matches are going to be dog shit, because they're not. I'm still going to deliver a match and entertainment and a quality. But I'm not going to take and I'm not going to do certain things in the weather that can injure us because it's fucking cold out. The match isn't going to be 20 minutes because it's fucking cold out. You know what I'm saying? It gets hard. The weather changes things. And then here's a great one. Well, how come there was no Halloween costume Royal Rumble this year? I would have loved to. It's one of my favorite events every year. But GTS Wrestling, again, only films on a certain day. My talent, my roster makes themselves all available for that certain time when we film. Again, work, family, everybody has commitments. And then we also had Brewery Brawl on October 23rd, the week before. So we had a lot going on, right? Going into Halloween. Of course, everybody's got Halloween parties, Halloween this, everybody's got something going on. And then the day that we all were like, well, we could all film the Halloween Costume Rumble this day, we got a nor'easter, which is a huge-ass storm. And it was pouring rain, driving wind. And could we rent the CZW warehouse? Oh, sure. DJ Hyde would rent that to me. But it's an hour and a half away. And my roster can't make it there. Again, they have work. They're coming. They're already driving an hour to GTS Wrestling. And then they're going to add another hour and a half to their trip. Their 2.5 hour ride to come tape a match. They're like, I can't make it, dude. I can't. We can't do it indoors because the indoor location is not right at our location, and it's like, so people have jobs, work, availability, bad weather just canceled the Halloween Costume Rumble. And then by the time we were able to get the roster back together, put everyone together to film, Halloween's over and we moved on. We got new things now. It's Solid Steel series. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go and do a Halloween Costume Rumble in the second week of November. Makes no sense. So it got skipped. That's where I stress with Christmas Chaos and stuff. And I'm like, we need to get Christmas Chaos done ASAP. Because that's an important video to go out on Christmas Eve. And if Christmas Chaos had to happen in my cousin's living room over at Memphis's house, we're going to have Christmas Chaos in the living room at Memphis's house. Oh, it's snowing and we can't do Christmas Chaos outside or whatever. But then at the same time, availability. Are people even going to be able to come? Even if I said we'll do it inside. Even if I said we have an indoor venue. Well, it's rain. It's driving rain. Freezing, icy roads. I don't want people risking their lives and risking their cars and risking car accidents trying to make it to GTS in a storm, And it's like, well, what about, look, WWE does it all the time. Yeah. WWE has money and resources to say, yo, we need Seth Rollins here tonight. And they will hire a private company and spend thousands of dollars to clear the roads to make sure this motherfucker gets to where he needs to be. It's crazy to me how Monday Night Raw, like, really doesn't get canceled for storms or whatever. They've had issues where, flights didn't come in and again, they made the most. They still had Monday Night Raw. You just didn't have everybody and everything that was supposed to happen or that they wanted to make happen. And a lot of times that's with me too. It's like, there's a lot of things I want to do. There's a lot of things I want to make happen that I just can't do logistically. Weather, availability, So then that comes to availability. Some people work early and then they come to taping and then they want to get home because they have to go to work again early. Other people work late and get to the taping late and say, oh, I couldn't get here early. I'll hang out late. Well, if this guy gets there early and this guy gets there late, I can't put them in a feud together. And if I do, they see each other for 10 minutes at the taping and then he vanishes. And I'm like, I've been here for an hour. Where's the guy I got to wrestle? Oh, I just showed up from work. All right, guys, throw together the match real quick because he's got to go. All right, we're going to do this, and this. Ding, 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 gloom. Okay, I got to run. I got work. That's what I deal with. Okay, so if the GTS roster was just my action figures, I can do whatever I want with them. You know what? I want to have Jacob Fatu versus Hulk Hogan. In real life, this can't happen. He's dead. He's injured. Right? So WWE can't do that. Same with me. Tony Genie and Ice-T Curtis and Francesca and Louis Jr. and Team Bravo, they're not my action figures. I can only make videos based on availability. And then comes the other big thing, and it goes along with availability. Especially this time of year. I'm sick, boss. I got a cold. I got the flu. My kids got the flu. My wife's got the flu. She can't care for the kid. Something. Okay? And then it's like, oh, well, you were supposed to win the title tonight. Well, you're not getting the belt now. You're going to be out for 2 weeks. I got hurt. I twisted my ankle. Seth Rollins got hurt. And they had to take the title off of him. And now all those plans have changed for WWE. And I feel like it happens a lot even in the big time. Cards subject to change, and WWE can only do what they can do with who's available. Dolph Ziggler got injured a bunch. Bray Wyatt passed away. Like, we can't book Bray Wyatt and do Bray Wyatt stuff anymore because he passed on. And his brother's trying with the Uncle Howdy stuff, but it just doesn't hit the way Bray Wyatt did, We can only do what we can do. And that's, I get all these criticisms and attacks. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. Motherfucker, you have no idea the logistics that goes into running GTS. And if you did, and you stood next to me and you go, oh, well, then let's do this and this. Well, then so-and-so, Neo525 in the comments is going to bitch and complain because he thinks we should be doing this. And he's going to throw a fit. And he's going to call me lazy and say that I don't know what I'm doing. Fuck you! I'm doing the best I goddamn can with my availability, with my weather, with my equipment, with my budget. I'm doing the best I fucking can to deliver a high-quality, action-packed wrestling show that I would watch. I only make content that I would watch. I only make content that entertains me. And as I was saying, guys will get in the ring and they'll start doing something and I'll go, cut. What are you guys doing? This is not fun or entertaining. You guys are sitting here in a fucking headlock. Like, I'm on YouTube. I don't want to watch a fucking headlock when I'm on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I want to see guys get flipped through tables. Oh, well, we're wrestlers. We're not hardcore guys. We don't do table stuff. Okay, valid. Well, can you not do a fucking headlock? Can you at least wrestle entertainingly without headlocks and wrist locks? How many times do I need to see, push off the ropes and jump over you? How many times do I need to see that? You know what I'm saying? Like, do something entertaining at least. If we can't throw each other through tables and you can't do crazy spots. And I know you guys all want to say, oh, jump off the scaffold. Oh, put them through 8 tables. And it's like, yeah, we do that crazy stuff. Okay? But it fucking hurts. I did that match, the War Games match. And I took an angle slam off the second rope from Bravo. Bro, that move alone, like in the moment, I could keep going because I'm full of adrenaline and I'm grim. And then after, bro, I was in bed for 3 days after that. And people were trashing on, I saw online on Twitter, there was a Hulk Hogan Undertaker from like 2002, and they did a really crappy choke slam. Hogan is old, brother. Taking a choke slam, a lot of you don't realize this. A wrestling ring is not a trampoline. I know y'all think it is, but it ain't. So to take a choke slam from a man who's like 6'7", you're going like 8 feet up in the air. 8 feet. And then falling down on your back, shoulders, and head. For a 50-year-old man, that's like getting in a car crash at 50 miles an hour. That's how much it hurts. You feel like a bomb went off in your body. If you never took a choke slam in a wrestling ring, and you're going to sit there and criticize an old man who didn't do the best one, fuck you. Yeah, wrestling is, we're out here fighting, busting our bodies, killing ourselves, and putting on a show, the best show that we can. I work my ass off to make a good quality GTS wrestling show, but I can only do what I can do with who's here. Who's not sick, who's available, and who's willing to do what. And and then that's another thing, because a lot of the guys, they're fresh, they're new, like SB and Mr. Excellence, and they got this fire, and they'll do anything. They'll jump off the scaffold, and they'll get thrown through doors, and then a few years go by, and they're like, man, I don't want to go through another door. Man, I can't jump off that scaffold again. Like the energy goes away as guys have been doing it for a while because the mileage, the wear and tear, and the beatings add the fuck up. Like I said, dude, I can't do things at 47 that I did 10 years ago at 37. You understand, at 37 years old, I was jumping through a table every single Friday. Every Friday on my silly Super Pop channel, Grim put somebody through a table, most of the time with like a frog splash, jumping off a ladder, a scaffold, a truck, something. It started to get to the point that my fucking inside started to hurt. And I remember saying to Doo-Hop, like, man, I really made something awesome for myself here. People really love watching these 5:30 beatdowns every Friday night. But I can't keep jumping through a table like this. My body hurts, dude. It hurts. So, like I said, man, I appreciate those out there who respect it. I appreciate those out there that encourage it. And again, and if you're wondering what's going on in the story, put it in the comments. What's the update? I'm very much real. I go on the live streams and I break the kayfabe. The kayfabe is the storylines of the wrestling show. And I come on and I'll tell you what's really going on. So if you guys want to know what's really going on, hit up one of my live streams when I do it on Silly Super Pop. And we could talk about, where's this person? Where's that person? What's happening here? Why didn't this happen? And we'll let you know. So with that being said, today's episode of GTS Wrestling has one crazy match, and it's between two competitors that you would not expect. And then again, you're like, why? Why? Well, it was the only thing that made sense at the time for the story we were trying to tell. And it's a very interesting match, and I hope you guys see it today. And honestly, I think it was one of the best matches we've had in a while, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. So don't forget to check out GTS Wrestling on my Silly Super Pop channel. Please like, comment, subscribe, tap the bell, turn on the notifications, because I'll be here all the damn time. Try and stop me. You got to kill me to stop me from uploading. It's the only fucking way. And if you're not down with that, I got 3 words for you. Eat it. Yeah.